Hey, welcome back. This is time for 11.4 adding and subtracting like denominators. Today we're going to work on these fraction problems that involve expressions. Sometimes we'll have to simplify at the end of the problem and do some factoring and good things like that. So on the first example here, we have x plus 2 over x squared plus 5 minus 3x plus 2 over x squared plus 5. We have common denominators, so we don't need to worry about finding common denominators today. That makes these problems much easier. What you're going to need to do is take x plus 2 and subtract 3x plus 2 from that. And so the first thing that I want to show you is what happens when you how is this going to work? What happens when you rewrite that? So then in this example, I rewrite this as this numerator subtract that numerator, x plus 2 minus 3x plus 2. Put the second one in parentheses just to acknowledge that when I'm subtracting, I have to subtract a 3x and I have to subtract a 2 from what I have up here. What that's going to do for my answer here is when I simplify that numerator, x plus 2 minus 3x plus 2, I will get x plus 2 minus 3x minus 2. Remember that this subtraction changes both of these signs, makes it a negative 3x and a negative 2. And then I'm just going to simplify that through. And if I combine x minus 3x, it's negative 2x. 2 minus 2 should be 0. So I'm left with negative 2x in the top. And x squared plus 5 stays the same the whole way through. And at that point, I should be finished. Now, I did this a long way. You might be able to start right at the beginning here and go, all right, x minus 3x is negative 2x. 2 minus 2 is 0. And so you have the 0 here and you're left with negative 2x. I understand that that's fine. This is kind of the background as to why you can do that. Just make sure you subtract both terms. Okay. The second example that I have down here is the one that's going to maybe just make this a little bit more interesting of a lesson that you're going to need to work through, and that's because you'll have to do some factoring as well. And so here is the expression 10 over x squared plus 9x plus 20 minus negative 2x over x squared plus 9x plus 20. Alright, so the very first step is going to be to do 10 minus negative 2x. They're not the same term, so you can't combine them into one thing. You're going to have to rewrite that as a new expression. So 10 minus negative 2x is going to be written as 10 plus 2x. And the denominator will stay the same as x squared plus 9x plus 20. Now the next part is to take this answer and see if you can factor it and simplify any common factors. So in the numerator, you don't necessarily see it as something that you can factor, except that you need to remember that you can always take out a greatest common factor. And so 10 and 2x can both be divided by 2. In this denominator, x squared plus 9x plus 20, you can factor kind of like we did in chapter 10. So if we were to work through that, the way that I factored it is I got 2 times 5 plus x for the top. And in the denominator, I have x plus 5 times x plus 4. So you factor these things out, and now you look to see if there's anything you can cancel. And what I do have is an x plus 5 and the 5 plus x. Yes, they're the same numbers, they're in different order, but because it's addition, they are exactly the same. We can cancel those out, and you'd be left with the 2 and the x plus 4. And so when I show you my final answer here, my final answer should look like this, 2 over x plus 4. I hope that helps. I got 2 examples for you today on how to do these problems. There's some more sample problems in the book. Take a look at them. Try the assignment. Do the best you can. Good luck. Thank you so much.